Australia's in shock this morning as a major investigation continues to probe whether explosives found in a caravan in Sydney's northwest were intended for an anti-Semitic attack. Authorities say the explosives in the semi-rural town of Durack had the potential to cause a blast zone radius of 40 metres in diameter. And a message was also inside the caravan with anti-Semitic sentiments.
Political leaders have been quick to condemn the act while a joint counter-terrorism team is investigating possible links with events in other states. The New South Wales Premier is live later this morning, but first let's go straight to the scene in Dural where Miles Holbrook-Walk is following developments for us. Good morning, Miles. What's the focus of the investigation at this early stage?
Well, James, there are many lines of inquiry, among them discovering exactly how it is that explosives came to be in a caravan, which police believe because of some of the messages, which they haven't fully disclosed exactly what they are, but were inside this caravan that indicated these explosives could be used for an anti-Semitic attack. So discovering exactly how these explosives came to be there. Now, the prevailing line of inquiry is that these explosives were from a mine site. It's not entirely clear which mine site they were from or how they got off the site. Of course, any sort of significant infrastructure like that coming off a site is of significant concern. So police obviously looking at that closely. And it won't just be New South Wales Police looking into this. We're going to see officers from ASIO as well as the Australian Federal Police and the New South Wales Crime Commission, totalling more than 100 in their number. Now, it was just revealed yesterday that it was along this road that the van was discovered with explosives inside. However, police actually had the van in custody from January 19 and believe it was first located in early December along this road here in Dural in Sydney's northwest. Now, exactly how it came to be, they're still part of the inquiry, but police have flagged already that they do believe other arrests already made in relation to Strike Force Pearl, a team that is looking at potential anti-Semitic attacks and other alleged anti-Semitic attacks that have occurred within Sydney may have connections to this incident here. They've also flagged, and the Deputy Commissioner David Hudson did so yesterday, James, this idea that potentially the van was left on this road deliberately, possibly to be found. Here are his comments.
One of the avenues of inquiry we're pursuing, the actual purpose it was left there, whether it was intended to be used or was intended to be found and claimed by others. But we are working through that. But I can say the amount of explosives is very real, and we need to take every threat at its absolute highest in this current environment.
And Miles, what has been the reaction from the Jewish community so far?
Well, people have been abhorred, James, as well, both Jewish and non-Jewish, but let's hear from just a few of those organisations right now. The Executive Council of Australian Jewry was shocked and abhorred and really alarmed by this idea that explosives, and as you just heard, 40 metres in diameter the explosion zone could have been. That's a massive explosion, could cause mass casualties, and that alarm was very real and reiterated yesterday. As well, we're now going to bring you a statement from the Israeli ambassador to Australia, Amir Maimon, who spoke yesterday, along with a slew of others, where he said he was deeply alarmed with the news of a caravan filled with explosives intended to carry out a mass casualty attack against the Jewish community in Sydney. This comes just days after International Holocaust Remembrance Days. Jews fled to Australia to escape the same hate that fuels these attacks. So you can see there as well some of the most significant people who have relationships for the Jewish community within Australia, as well as other community groups who we will be hearing from throughout the day on News Breakfast, no doubt, James. But overall, there is a degree of relief from police and indeed the Premier, Chris Minns, who said they believe there is no ongoing present threat. However, there was one alarming caveat to that, which is that Chris Minns said he could not guarantee that there would not be an awful attack that would see loss of life in this state and indeed in Sydney, which is a particularly alarming concession he had to make, but one that he did so because he spoke of just the temperature right now in the community and this awful discovery that was made earlier in January and revealed yesterday afternoon.